Yo, 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 what is happening? We're back at it again. Another day with being able to coach some marvelous things. Hold on, let me check my levels. Give me 1 second. Live. Give me 1 second. Algo. Man, we are working, so I'm excited to be able to work another strategy with you all. So previously, I'm trying to do two things at once, so just give me a second. We're almost there. We're almost there. It's, almost there. Here we go. All right, I'll go build. There we go. I just want to make sure we're right. Okay, we're good. Perfect. My levels are good. All right. So what we're working on today is a lotto type strategy that enables us to be able to trade spy. And I know I've been stuck on spy for a bit, but it's the one that is, it works. It allows us to be able to grow smaller counts a little bit faster. It enables us to be able to truly take advantage of like option trading, right? And I think I'm excited to. I am excited to be able to do this with you all. Forgive my nasaliness. With seasons come the change of weather, and I think I'm just like a little bit nasally right now. So you all just forgive that. Hold on. Hold on. Synopsis of what we are doing. Make sure. All right. Just give me 1 second. Here we go. Perfect. So I just wanted to get that up so we can understand what we're doing while we're doing it. All right. We're going to be working on an algo strategy today for trading SPY. And the main premise of the strategy, right, is to be able to trade zero DTE and days to expiration lotto type strategies. It allows us to be able to risk a small amount and be able to see how quickly we can be able to flip it either to 3 or 5x. We're only trading calls or puts. And this is for us to being able to get in early and then ride the momentum, and then we're not holding on to expiration. So what I want to do is just further break down our strategy. So here it is a bit synopsis of it. Review our, and I'm using ChatGPT, Cursor, and Claude Code, but you'll see how I wrap it into the process. So my name is Creative. I've been coding since April of this year, so it's not a long time. But excuse me, what I wanted to do is just bring you all along with on this journey, right? So I can show you how it isn't that hard to be able to code out your strategies that you're thinking of. Number one, and number two, how to be able to get from strategy to back test to buy. So hopefully you like this and you were able to enjoy this. If you do have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to reach out. So let's get this underway. Review our option trading strategy. Whether you're into development, and explain to us like we are 12 years old, and make sure to provide an out of the excuse me, out of the box analogy so we can really make sure we understand it. All right, so let's have that output. Let's break this down like we're explaining a really fun game at a carnival. Big picture. Imagine you're at a carnival, and at the carnival, there's this special ride called a rocket ride. Right? You pay $10 to launch a small paper rocket. Most rockets crash before reaching the moon, but when one reaches and catches wind just right, it shoots up fast and the price can be 50, 100, even 50, 80, or even $100. But you can lose what you paid for the rocket, 10 to $20, right? But when it wins, the size can be 3 to 5 times bigger. This is exactly the lotto style option scalping strategy does with the SPY options. You buy very cheap, far away rockets, out of the money options, right? Think of it like a tiny balloon attached to a rocket ship. It's not strong, but if the wind is strong, the SPY moves fast. The balloon lifts the rocket very fast. It costs 10 to $20. If it crashes, SPY doesn't move, you'll lose the $10. But if it flies, we can make anywhere from 30 to 100. So in essence, the premise is for us to be able to trade or create these different type of algo bots that can trade small accounts. I mean, when we get to a point where we're consistently trading $1,000, $10,000, then we're going to build those type of strategies. But I think right now, as we're building up to that, right, being able to have a strategy that can effectively trade $100 within the option market, I think is bar none. Right. So I hope you all are enjoying this, for us to be able to do it. And again, you're going to see the entire process from start to finish. The only thing is pulling the data, which that was a pain in the ass. I use Theta data, to be able to pull it. So we do have our data available. So that's the only thing, you're not going to see. I mean, it took me damn near 4 or 5 hours to pull it and to be able to clean it and get it ready. I didn't think you wanted to see that, but nonetheless, let's go ahead and just continue to read it so we can understand our strategy. Excuse me. Hold on, just check my levels. My levels are good. My levels are good. All right. Setup two, catching the wind. Entry timing. You don't launch just any time. You wait until the carnival weatherman says strong wind now. Spy breaks out with volume. The sky looks clear. No choppy news days, right? You're standing in the perfect spot. 2 to 4 strikes out of the money with the delta. And remember the delta we talked about our Greeks, right? Remember, delta is one of two things. It can be able to tell us the probability of winning, right? Or it can be able to tell us the relation of the underlying stock to the option contract. What do I mean by that? So let's use this as an example here. A delta of zero point 0.5, 0.05, and 0.15 means we have a 5% or 15% chance of being able to win this option contract, right? Or it means for every dollar that the stock price moves, the underlying option contract is moving 5 cents to 15 cents, right? Five, okay, and we all understand that. Excuse me. Again, I have my tea, I have my water. Y'all just gonna have to forgive me. I'm trying to push through this, but nonetheless, y'all still getting great information. So with every option contract, there's 100 shares in that, right? So what we're doing is being able to bet, a fraction of what it costs to being able to. You want to see what SPY is right now? SPY trading. Oh, what are you doing? Don't do that. What are we doing? Hold on. SPY trading view. Okay. And this is aftermarket, so just take that in count. So SPY is $653, right? So remember, if we weren't trading options, it would cost us 65 grand, to be able to do this same play we're doing right now, right? But because we're trading options, it enables us to be able to do this play, right, at a fraction of the cost. So that's why I really love being able to do this. So, we talked about the entry. Now we're going to talk about taking the prize, the exit rules, right? When the rocket, and what we're doing right now is just going over the strategy that we're going to be back testing. And then once we like the back test results, we're going to actually create the bot. And this is for option trading, being able to option trade SPY contracts, right? Same day, SPY contracts where we're getting it in as low as 10 to $20, right? The upside is that we're looking to be able to catch momentum, right? Same day option contracts that we're not going to be holding for long. So if you do have any questions, please feel free to drop them in. Now we're going to talk about taking taking the prize of the exit rules, right? So the rocket goes fast or none at all. If it flies, you grab your prize quickly. $3,200, 200 to 500% ROI. Don't wait for the balloon to deflate later in the day. Theta decay, right? And if it doesn't fly within 15 to 20 minutes, you walk away. You lose 10 to $20, and you don't throw good money. Excuse me, out the bed. Discipline is key here. This is like flying a jet. It's like throwing a dart at the perfect moment, right? Playing smart risk management, you play 1 to 2 rockets per day. You never spend more than your daily allowance, 20 max. You never add more air to a falling balloon, no averaging down, right? Buying the dip, right? Being able to say, okay, you know what? Just buying the dip. We're not going to buy the dip here. If it's a loser, cut it and keep going. You can win even 35% win rate if the wins are 4 times 5 smaller, bigger than those losses, right? So I think that's enough to be able to understand the strategy. So we get the strategy. So let's go ahead and continue the work here. So I already have the data. I already had Cloud Code to be able to say, okay, you got your 2023, your 2024. We're going to start with 24 because remember last time we were doing this, we figured out 24 is the low volatility year and then 23 is the high volatility year. So it's going to be interesting to be able to juxtapose them against each other, number one. And number two, we're going to be able to make sure that we're not overfitting or adding bias to the strategy. So the strategy is going to be able to work across years, right? Excuse me, across different VIX regimes. So that's why I want us to be able to have the 24 and 23. All right, makes sense? All right, let's get this underway. So I already have a back test that a version of the back test that we did before. Remember, this was the one that we did for theta decay and delta. I'm going to be using the same premise because I figured out. I remember we did this on Friday, if not Thursday of last week. Figured out that there is no native option trading backtesting library. If you all know of any, drop it in the chat and we can try it out. But from what I've seen, backtesting.py is trash for option trading. Backtrade is trash. Frequent trade is trash. Algo trade is trash. Vector BT is trash, right? Specifically for option trading. So that's why we had to create our almost our own backtesting framework. That takes a little bit of elements from. You'll see what I mean. I took a little bit from backtesting.py. I took a little bit from Backtrader, but in essence, it is truly for backtesting options. All right. So what we're going to do, we already had Claude go over our data. Just make sure it's right. Make sure it's ready to go. All right, perfect. Here is an example of how we are going to be backtesting option trading strategies. This this is for another strategy that we've backtested already. Now let's discuss how we can make a version of this for the strategy we are working on now. Lay out the overview before we actually code. All right. So I love what we're doing here. We're really looking to be able to grow this thing and to be able to see, okay, um, starting from no, right? Starting from the idea, right? Starting from the concept and going from the concept to the actual back test. So I'm very, very excited for you all to see this. I wanted to be able to create a series of back tests that, or excuse me, a series of strategies that we can be able to remember. We have one that works, but this one only works Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Like, I want another one that works no matter when we launch it, the baby's ready to go. So, but before we launch anything, remember we had to do our research. We already did our research. Now it's just a matter of like, okay, how can we backtest this thing? And backtesting is using historical data. And another caveat here, just because you backtest it on historical data and it's doing well, it doesn't mean it's going to do well for any future data. So just keep that in mind. But it does give you a better chance, right? Instead of just shooting in the dark. All right. Let me just review this real quick. Lotto, single legs, single long call, full premium, loss possible. Okay. 15 to 30 minutes max. Momentum breakout trigger. Okay. But should we be using TP is 3 to 5 times stop loss, hard stop loss, okay. Fixed number of trades, one, always directional. Keep, keep. We don't need this, okay. We're not using spreads. All right. Capital risk, fixed risk per trade. Okay, zero DTE. All right. I like this. All right. We like this. Let's proceed to code. Let's call the file lotto baby bt.py. And let's start with 2024. Let's do this where remember how we like to backtest over here is we're going to split up our data in the sense of we're going to on train test on the first half, so the first 6 months, and then validate on the back half, right? And the reason I like doing that is because I've been seeing a lot more success with being able to make sure that we're not overfitting, we're not introducing bias, and the strategy is able to be as agnostic as possible, right? Like we're not trying to fit it to one particular regime. We're trying to make sure that it's regime agnostic and it's able to work in whatever type of market that we're seeing, right? Bear, bull, up, down. It doesn't matter. I want the strategy to be able or buy to be able to thrive in it. And let's do this where we are training slash testing um, on the first half of 2024 and then validating on the second half. Make sure not to include any optimization. This game is going to be a real like muck up game. This whole Jets and Broncos. I think the Jets are going to win and go hold you, but it's going to be like a 15-10 or 17-12 type of game. It's going to be real ugly. But I think they're gonna pull it out. No optimization, just back testing the strategy, so we can ensure working. Got it. Good. Let's get this done. Skedaddling. And again, y'all just gonna have to forgive my nasaliness. Just with this change of season, it's just really impacting me right now. Usually it doesn't, and I'm able to like, all right, I'm good, I can push through. But like yesterday, even Friday, I felt it coming on. I'm just getting a little bit more nasally, but nonetheless, we're working. I'm excited about this to be actually be able to get this done. That's crazy for you. Take a shot for me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh. Welcome to the stream. We're building live. We're building a powerful option trading algo strategy from concept to execution, testing it in real time. Whether you're into day trading, algo development, or learning how strategies work, this stream breaks it all down step by step. Ask questions, follow along, and let's build something profitable together. Amen, brother. So I started doing that because there's people that'll come in at like all different times of the stream. So I want us to be able to say, okay, this is what we're working on. Here's the title. And if you do have any questions, please feel free to drop them. I've only been doing this for like 3 weeks, going on to four. So I'm really getting excited to be able to stream a lot more with you all. And to being able to create these different type of strategies. We already have one, and the strategy is doing well, but it only trades Monday, Wednesday, and Friday because it's a 0 to 3 DTE strategy, and it works really on time decay and delta. But what we're doing now is creating a strategy that's able. It's almost like a lottery ticket in a sense, right? It's going to trade. It's still trading SPY. Okay, here it is. Perfect, perfect. It's still trading SPY, right? And we're still, but the only difference is 1 day, and then we're starting with $100, and we're trading anything from 10 to 15, $10 to $20 maximum. And the goal is to be able to catch a low out of the money option contract and ride that baby to the moon. Um, so I'm excited to be able to see how this is going to work out with you all. Um, Perfect. Get my fix. All right. Now run my strategy. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Debug the DTE. Come on, get me right. Get me right. Get me right. I wanna create a banner for us. Like that'll okay, this is what we're working on. And I wanna do that. I wanna create a banner. Oh whoa, 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 whoa. Take a shot for me. Let's check our levels. Remember, that's one of these things that you just got to keep a little bit more um, cautious of, is being able to constantly check these levels. Even with the max plan, I mean, it does give us a little bit more flexibility, right? But still, want to just keep checking levels. Uh oh, oh. Take a shot for me. Excited. So we're running the back test right now. I'm waiting on the results. And we split the back test up where we're back testing on the first half, right? And then we're validating on the second half. And the reason I like to be able to do that is because number one, you want to make sure you're not overfitting your data, you're not introducing bias, and it's as truly as agnostic as possible, right? And if there's any questions while we're waiting on the output, please feel free to drop them and I'm going to try my best to answer. Right? I don't claim to be an expert with this. No. I've only been doing this since August. Excuse me, August. That's a little Freudian slip. I've only been doing it since about April of this year. Right? So I wanted to be able to bring you all along with the journey with me, just to be able to see, okay, this is my process. This is how I do it. I don't claim to know everything. I don't claim to say, okay, this is it. If you follow this strategy, you're gonna make money. I don't do that. Right? It's for you to be able to see, okay, you know what? How do you go from okay, I have an idea, and how do you flesh out that idea? How do you backtest that idea? And how do you go from okay, you know what, this idea is work? How do we optimize it? And then how do we also, in essence, create the bot? The bot part is easy. It's just being able to make sure that once we backtest, we're giving ourselves enough room, right, to say, okay, you know what, this is trash. Just dump it and go. And I'm using Spy right now because we good. We have valid candidates. The issue is that the breakout detection isn't finding signals. Let me check and uh, I told you this is gonna be a real ugly game, bro. Open, high, low, closed. That doesn't make sense. Market data is in UTC. Market data UTC is from which is, let me adjust the entry window. All right, let's see. Let's see what you're screaming. Let's see what you're doing. Yo, 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 welcome to the channel. It's your boy Creative. What we're doing today is working on back testing a option trading strategy. If you do have any questions, please feel free to drop it in the chat. I'm just what we doing right now. We're back testing the strategy, and once we back test it, we're going to be able to tune some of the parameters so we can see how much alpha we can extract from the strategy. It doesn't matter where you are in this process. It allows us to be able to do something great. So if you do have any questions, please feel free to drop them. Right. All right. So as it's outputting, is there anything else that I can be working on? Um, no, cause I don't wanna. We're working. Oh. All right. Triple check before we proceed. Then stop server. I appreciate it. Why? Oh, oh, oh. Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to the channel. What's your name? All right, perfect. Greek timestamps are in ET, but the open high low close is in UTC. The issue is that the Greeks have timestamps, but the open high low close doesn't align. We need to either keep the Greek filter at 1040, which works better, but the open high low close need to be converted, or we need to skip the breakout detection. Let me simplify this. Remove the breakout detection for now. Just enter at any times. No, based on the data analysis, we have a time zone timestamp mismatch. The Greek data has ET timestamps, but the open high low close has UTC. So what we're going to do, let's just convert it so we have it in the same one instead of skipping it, my G. Let's fix the timestamps issue and to convert to UTC, um, convert to UTC so it works and fits with the data sets we have. Then double check to make sure good before rerunning back test. And that's fine. So y'all looking at my process right now, right? Being able to go through it. I'm fascinated about this because when I was first starting, or I am starting right now, I mean, there's a lot of great information out there to be able to understand. You're gonna use pandas. Remember, pandas is the Excel for option, but that's gonna be kind of hard because this is over 80,000 rows. Look, it's a lot of fucking data, bro. And I would 97,000, right? And when it comes to data over 50,000 rows, that's when you go to Polaris. But it's gonna learn. So let's see. Let's see if it does it. I'm interested. Oh, it did happen. Okay, Pandas did its thing. Pandas did its thing. I didn't think it was gonna work. Okay, here's the log. It's not finding no entries. Oh, because of the mismatch. So that's why we're not finding no entries because of the mismatch. We need to get the mismatch right. Once we get the mismatch better. Well, I'm surprised y'all got into the end zone. I told y'all it was gonna be like 10, 19, 10, 17. Now let's update the back test to use the ET open high low close volume and revert the entry to 9:45 to 11 a.m. EST. And go ahead and run my back test. And the reason I'm going to keep the logs open so we can see that here too. All right, our back test is running. Running, 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 running. Doo 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 doo. So we're just waiting on our back test to be able to update. We just found out that the data that we're using, I had to update it a bit because it was using UTC. So let's UTC is like computer time, right? And ET is our time, human time. So we had to convert it from UTC, computer time, to ET, our time, human time, so that we're able to work it because our data is using ET, not UTC. So that was one thing. And then second, I had to update the entry window because we're trying to find the entry from 9:45 till about 11 a.m. I mean, this is for SPY. We're trading SPY. I like to call this my lotto strategy. Reason being so is because we're trying to pay $10, right, for either a call or a put. Now, I'm agnostic to that, so either a call or a put, and we're trying to see if we can get this to be able to shoot up either to 50, to 80, or even $100, right? But we're only paying such a small amount. Yes, I understand that it's a naked call. Yes, I understand that we're leaving ourselves exposed, right? But one thing about it is that number one, we're limiting our exposure, our risk exposure, to $10 to $20, right? It's not like we're betting the full $100 of our account, no. And number two, there's risk mitigations in here, in the sense of like we're not holding the bag for the long time. We're using delta entries, right, to be able to understand how to get in and how to get out. Um, Excellent. The back trust is now running with the aligned timestamp so we can see first trade put, small loss, then TP1 hit. We hit 3.5 times. We made $31. So let's run the full back test so we can be able to see. And I'm excited for you all to see this. And again, okay, perfect. Let's close up data. Let's open this up so we can see the log. I just pull it as it's working. Out this way. Excuse me, homie. Excuse me. I was gonna have to forgive my nasaliness, right? I didn't want to let that stop me from this work. We're doing great things. We're moving to be able to. Oh, just a little simple wheel route. We're moving to be able to get this strategy working. And once we get it up, y'all gonna see how we create this bot. This bot isn't really the hardest part of this. I think the hardest part is being able to, number one, not trade with your feelings, right? Not trade with your emotions. And number two, being able to make sure that we can get our strategy to be profitable. We're taking little small lotto bets. Like instead of going to buy a lottery ticket, where our lottery ticket is SPY, right? We buy it for $10, but that $10 could easily turn into 40, 50, 100. And talk about that, doing that multiple times throughout the week, right? Multiple times throughout the month. And look about that. Think about how many times, think about how we can compound $100, right? And I'm interested to see what this back test is going to do. It's starting at a hundo. And then where we're going to end up. Talk about that Jags game last Monday. That was a really good game. I didn't think Trevor Lawrence to be able. I didn't think Trevor Lawrence could beat Patty Mahomes, but he did. He showed him up. I mean, in Duval. Okay, talk to me nice. All right, we have our first trade and came in. It was a $12, right? So whenever you see point two, so $12, I multiply that by 100, and we point four, right? Little small cents PNL. All right. Then we have another one. We came in at point five, and then we hit it at 0.48. Three trades of six. Three trades for a full year, bro. For half a year, that's not gonna work. Total return was 55% from $100 to 155, so that's not bad. Multiplier is 2.4. Exit Two trades, one time stop, right? Two trades, and we hit 100%. Training, validation, very low trade frequency. I agree. Five total trades across 242 days, 2% entry, one trade a day. Why so few entries? The breakout filter. Volume plus price movement is a rare trigger. Strike distance plus delta plus premium is very narrow filter. No entries on many days. So I need a breakout indicator that is not. So hold on. What is the difference between a breakout and momentum indicators? And provide examples of each. Oh, that's me. Breakout indicator is a price event. What is happening? A breakout happens when the price itself pushes through the key levels like the previous high or low, a trending line, or a consolidation range. Think of it like a bouncing ball inside of a box, price stuck into a range. Suddenly, the ball smashes through the top of the box. That's the breakout. A breakouts are about price levels being broken. They don't care about indicators, just the price charts. Breakout common examples: breakout of intraday volume, SPY trades between 50 and 532 all morning, then jumps to 532.3 with volume. Breakout. A breakout is above trending. Breakouts, breakout, breakout of the downtrend line, bullish signal, breakouts of consolidation box, prices are moving sideways, tight ranges, then explodes up. Breakout tools, horizontal lines, trend lines, VWAP, support and resistance level, volume spike to confirm it isn't a fake breakout. A momentum indicator, how fast it's happening. Momentum doesn't usually measure price levels. They measure the speed and the strength of the price movement. Think of it like this. If a breakout is the door being open, momentum indicator tell you how fast someone goes through the door. A breakout a breakout without momentum is a weak push, but a breakout with strong momentum equals explosive moves. RSI tells you how strong the buying and selling pressure is, right? An RSI less than 60 during breakout is a bullish strength. MACD, but these are lagging indicators. I really don't like using them, but these are type of indicators that you can use. A breakout is someone opens the door, momentum, whether they gently push it or blast through the door. If the door opens slowly, breakout but no momentum, weak move may fail. But the door burst open with a running start, breakout plus momentum, strong move, likely to run. SPY stuck between 5:30 and 5:32 all morning. Then at 9:55, the price breaks out to 5:32. Volume spikes was about three times the momentum. The RSI jumped from 55 to 70. There's your momentum. 5 minute candles show the confirmation above resistance. And remember, support is the floor, resistance is the roof. Support, floor, resistance, roof. All right. If the SPY broke above 532, but volume stayed low, RSI stayed flat, candles had no follow through, this would be a weak breakout, likely a fade or a fake out. All right, breakout tells you when to look, momentum tells you which one to trust. Okay. So our breakout indicator here is volume plus price move, right? How can we get it where it's not as restrictive? It's a little bit more aggressive, but it enables us to be able to maintain the levels what we're doing now, but needs tuning to increase trading. All right. All right. Let's proceed to make, and this is the tuning part, right? So where we back tested it, and the first level, the first round of back testing results. Let me just go ahead and drop this in the chat so I can keep track. Um, First round of back testing results. First round of back testing results are Right. And what we're going to do now is to being able to tweak so we can get a little bit more activity. Because only be in the market 3 times in the span of 6 months is not that good. I mean, yeah, we be hitting, but still, and it's only be in the market 2 times in the span of another 6 months. It really doesn't tell me anything, right? Okay, let's make the strategy a bit more aggressive while maintaining the levels we have. Do not introduce bias or overfitting when doing this. So, what do y'all think? I mean, the first round of results, it really isn't that bad, right? I mean, if you want a low frequency trading strategy, you have it. It's right here. The only thing I would recommend is just to test it on 23, maybe test it on a couple of months to 25, and then you have a robust strategy. But what we want is, I don't want a gang just to hold the bag, right? I want you to be able to respectively go out there and make money, right? But I don't want you just to be overly conservative. So that's why I'm going to see if we can make it a bit more aggressive. If we can make it a bit more aggressive, then, and here's the trades right here. What are you doing? Oh, you're. Whoa. Um, so let's look at some of the parameters. I think max VIX for entry. I think we can tweak the VIX a bit. Um, I think we can tweak the delta is already kind of aggressive, bro. I think we can up the hold time a bit, maybe to like 90 minutes max. And I think we can tweak the breakout lookout a bit. Perfect analysis shows that the breakout detection is a main bottleneck. Only 10% triggers. Let me create an updated version that's more aggressive. So I just told you, right? The strike distance, right? So you made that a lot more aggressive, and then breakouts, right? So let's see. Let's see what you screaming. Let's see what you doing. Let's see how you moving, how you sliding. So what do y'all think? Do y'all think this is? I mean, I think it's viable, right? I think this is going to be able to show us. Is going to be able to show us a strategy that is viable and enables us to be able just to keep tweaking. I mean, this is part of the process. This is what I'm not gonna say this is what they do because I don't know that many quants. I mean, I know a few. I don't know that many that can be able to like I can concretely say, okay, you know what, this is their process. But I made my own process just throughout these past couple of months I've been doing this. I'm not saying that this is end all be all, right? But what I am saying is that I mean I've seen a little bit of success doing this, and I'm going to start bringing a little bit more live trading here with you all, so you can see, okay, we've actually back tested it. We built the bot. But I'll just take it away from there. Like I want because I'm not trying to just show money, right? But I want to be able to show the process where you all can be able to say, okay, I have a trading idea. How do we flesh out that trading idea with these different AIs that we have? And now how do we backtest? So now I'm working on being able to backtest that idea. And once that idea is backtested, we're just going to be able to optimizing manually. Yes, we can optimize with bt.optimize, Optuna, and there's different Python libraries that you can use. But the reason I like to do it manually because it enables us to be able to figure out, okay, what is the correlation between dropping the VIX from 25 to 20, right? Like, what are we going to see the data do, right? So I'm interested to be able to go through this with you all. And if you do have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat. I just started this one today. There's another one that we started last week, and it's good. It's ready to go, and I'm going to trade that one tomorrow live on air with you all. But that one only trades Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, right? It only trades Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But this one that we're creating, I want this to trade every day. So this is going to be like our lotto ticket. All right, let's look at the strategy. All right, so look, we got some trades. It went in at 11 and then got out at 17 and made $5, right? Let's look at another one. It went in at 18 and got out at 59. It made $39. Okay, this is not bad. And you can see it's puts and calls. It just isn't calls. It just isn't puts. We want to be as agnostic as possible. Put so $39. Okay, it's our first loss. So after one, two, three, our fourth trade is our first loss, and it's 34 cents, right? So you see how we're mitigating that, and we're going from $100. So that's a great thing about this strategy. And this we're buying little lotto tickets here and there, right? Little lotto tickets, and we're trying to see how we can be able to take advantage of. Okay, first $9 loss, so that's a big one. Then we made $25 after that, another $25 after that, another $2 loss. Then we busted for 38, right? $2. Okay, first 12, first consecutive loss. So I wonder what's going to do after these consecutive. Then you bust for 40, 40, 40, and call, put. Okay, then you got out. So let's look at it. Aggressive. We had 39 trades in the trading, 900% increase. Validation 30 and 39. I'm sorry. The total returns, we have 400%, right? That's not that bad. And then we have 176%, right? Win rate, we had 66.7, right? Same win rate. Um, the win rate for the aggressive, that dropped down a bit, or for validation zone. Sharp, we're looking at the sharp for consecutive. That's still good. Any a sharp over 0.75 to me, it still works out, right? When you talk about a sharp like over, really hedge funds are looking for sharps like over two, right? But we're not raising money, right? So this is not a fund. So being able to have a sharp that's 0.75, I believe that's still good. This sharp right here, I mean, it lost its ass, but I want to figure out why that happened, because that's just a little bit concerning. Um, because we're looking for sharps that it's above 0.75. Honestly, for me, the whole two, I understand it. Yeah, go ahead and try to get a sharp above two, but again, we're not raising money, so that's not needed. That's extra. This is expected behavior. We're not overfitting. All right, so we have a strategy that was able to, and let's look at the final. So you see, I took back testing that PY from here. So we have a strategy that was able to start at $100, right? And then go to 276.67, right? So it made 176, and then so that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Um, peaked. Let me see if we can make this a little bit more. Premium, wider range, still cheap, slightly more out of the money, more flexible, easier trigger, right? Easier trigger. All right. Let's. What I want to do is I want to see if I can make it a little bit more. Okay, let's see if we can make it a bit more aggressive, and also main um, improve the win rate before we go to another year. So this is not bad. No thanks. Appreciate you for stopping by. Any questions? Ask. We will answer. Wait, can y'all still see? It says it's buffing, but can y'all still see this? Y'all good? Y'all good? All right, good. So I'm just going to tweak this one more time, because I want to see if we can get this win rate up. If we can get this win rate up, then that'll be good. This returns are still good, right? But we want to get the win rate up. I want to see if we can be able to get this sharp up a little bit more, because that's just, I ain't gonna hold you. That ain't where it's at. A sharp of point 0.3. We want to be able to get it to at least 0.75, right? So if we can do that, then a chef's kiss. A chef's kiss. But man, I'm excited for y'all. I mean, y'all are able to see this from start, from idea to a back test, from an idea to a back test. So this is our third round. Um, Let me go ahead and put our second results, and I'm putting them in the chat so I can keep track of it. Um, Back testing results two. So what do y'all think of this? I mean, we went from, so what did it do? It made the volume multiplier a little bit more, okay, so it updated it so it could be a little bit more aggressive, right? Threshold made that a little bit more aggressive. Okay. TP multiplier, you increased, you dropped that one. Trailing stop loss activation. So you added a trailing stop loss? Do we already have a trailing stop loss? Yes, we did. Um, all right. Let's look. Let's look. Let's look. Let's look. Damn, that sucks for you, kid. That sucks for you. This is great stuff though, because I mean we're able to flesh out the idea. We're able to like actually get the strategy up and running. So, oh, you had him. I don't know why you didn't throw the ball. Oh, because there was pressure in your face. So welcome. I'm just waiting for the back test to output the results. Once it outputs the results, we're going to be able to review it and talk about it. You can check out the chat. We have the past two results of the back test that we recently ran, right? And this is for a strategy for us to be able to trade SPY, right? And we're talking about being able to trade $10 to $15, right? Having a bankroll of 100, and being able to see how exponentially we can grow that $100. And again, we're going to be doing this where, yeah, I mean, we can start with a couple grand, but hold on. Oh, it didn't output yet. But I mean, it doesn't make sense. I want to make this a lot more accessible to the average trader, right? And most of the average traders want to start, we're going to want to start with $100, right? Or a couple $100. So we're doing this where we're starting with 100. We're seeing where the strategy is going to go. And then we're going to keep building it from there. All right. Talk to me nice. Talk to me nice. So the first trade, we lost the first trade. And then we have one, two, three consecutive winners. And then we lost the fifth trade. And then we have one, two, three, four consecutive winners. We lost the fifth, sixth. Okay. Okay. This is not bad. This is not bad at all. Bust that. Okay. The 292.98 seems like the peak from what I'm seeing. Oh, it bust 300, 337, 340. All right. Let's look at these improved results. So what we did is we increased the trade, right? We were able to get the returns increases. Nope, some returns went down. We went from 400 to 300%. I mean, that's not that bad. And then we increased the validation zone return. The win rate dropped down a little bit. but then we increased our win rate and validation, our sharp. Okay, that's a little bit more respectable. We had a sharp of zero point 0.3, now it's 0.46. Profit factor of 3.94, right? We did improve our win rate, our trade frequency did go up, our profit factor nearly doubled, so that's good. We have our total win rate, so break this down. This is not bad, not bad at all. So let's look where we ended up at. So starting at $100, keep that in mind. We're starting at $100 and we're trading $10 to $15 at a time with SPY, call, and put contracts, right? We ended up at 379.15. Starting at $100, that's not that bad, right? And this is trading SPY, so we're having our bot being able to do this. Aggressive, profitable. Okay, so what I will have to do, because it's about to compact here, I gotta open up another session. So hold on, let's open up another session. Let's open up another session so we can um, boom. I need to open up another session, but I also need a log. So hold on, we need a log. So boom. I want to create it. The reason I'm liking these journals now is because it enables us to be able to go back. Okay, what worked? What didn't work? How can we tweak? Right? Stuff like that. So now I'm going to create one for this strategy here. All right, great work. You got to be able to pat it on the back. Got to pat it on the back. Great work. Now let's create a journal slash log for the strategy we are back testing. Make sure to include the back tests that we have done so far. Review as a reference how we want this to look. Make it specific to Lotto Baby. Back test. All right, man. This is good. So once it outputs that, and then I'm going to let's go ahead and get these settings, fam. Let's get these settings. Put these settings here, fam. Get me right. Get me right. Get me right. And again, you always have to excuse my nasaliness. We've made great progress. We started at a strategy that was when we first back tested it, right? We went from three trades, and I like to split up our back testing where we have a back testing and then validation, right? So we split it up a year, 6 months to 6 months, right? So when we first started it, we went from three trades and trade in back testing zone, and then two, and then the validation, right? So the first half of the month it was the first half of the year it was three, and then the second half of the year it was two, and then we tuned the parameters a little bit, and we were able to get. And again, yes, it did finish off I think like at 143. So it did go from $100 to 143. So that's good. That's not bad. And then we made it a little bit more aggressive, right? So we went from the testing or training zone the first half of the year, 30, and then the back half, the 39, the validation is the. Let me make sure we have the log. Okay, it's still working on the log. We improved the return a little bit, right, for the training and the validation, and the win rate. It maintained, right, but the win rate for the validation that dropped a little bit. So I wanted to see if we can improve that. Our sharp ratio did improve over these last three tests. So this is good. So what we're going to do now is this: we're going to test it on a different year. We're going to test it on 2023 because we've been testing on 2024. I want to test it on 2023 and being able to gauge the results. So if 2023 is just as well as 2024, I'm just gonna go jump straight into walking forward, right? And walking forward is another way to be able to test your strategy, right? And then being able to finalize our optimization and then create the bot. And hopefully we can start paper trading this tomorrow. So we're gonna do two paper trades tomorrow. One with the, but I'm excited to do the one the TD baby one that we did um, last week. We've been working on last week, and then this one right here that we've been doing. But if you see, like we're doing this a little bit faster, right? It's we're going through the process a little bit quicker in the sense of like because we're understanding the process a little bit more, right? When we first started this, it used to take us like a week or two to be able to go through this. Now we understand it. Okay, how can we go from the conceptual to the tangible to the tangential? I think tangible and tangential are the same shit, but nonetheless, it is what it is. This is just gonna be. All right, come on, Jit. Output already. Thank you. I knew that was gonna happen. So what we have to do? Back testing log, fam. Yeah, in 2023. I'm glad you said that because that was my next. Is to go on 2023. All right. Um, beautiful. All right, hold on. I thought I already copied you, but I guess I didn't. Maybe I did, but whatever. I like this one better. So let me copy this one. Read our previous session logs. And then I need you to read this one. And then proceed to read. Then we want to backtest the strategy to use 2023. Here is the strategy. Um, Here is the data. Data. No, remember it's in Spy, Parkway. Boom, boom. Oh, perfect. It did the ET. Okay, I'm glad that it did it for there too. I was about to ask. Because remember, we was having this. It's using UTC, but we have the ET. So the data is in line. Um, once you understand it, let's proceed to update the backtest so we can gauge results. All right. Jit got us right. Perfect. We can close this one out and go to our main one. Money, baby. Money, baby. Money, baby. It's coming, baby. Perfect. I understand the strategy and the data structure. Let me create an updated version of the backtest. I didn't actually do that. Instead of creating a new file, just listen to me, follow me, but don't follow me, but follow me. Instead of creating a new file, update so we can backtest on 2023. Follow me, follow me. So sometimes you got to be able to say, all right, Jit, what you doing? I mean, it definitely works or helps being able to use AI when it comes to coding. Hold on. Oh, sorry about that. I had to check my levels. My levels are good. All right. It's updating it. All right, perfect. We're using 2023. And let's check my data. Let's check my data. Data. We're back testing on 2023. We just did 2024. 2024 did go well. Now we're doing 2023. And this is back testing for a SPY strategy that allows us, in essence, to be able to trade SPY 0 days to. So just read it right here, right? We're trading SPY 0 DTE days to expiration for out of the money options with momentum breakout entries, right? And the reason I want to be able to do this is because we're risking anywhere between $10 to $15 maximum. We're starting at $100 bankroll, starting at $100 account, and to see how well we can be able to grow this $100 every time we trade it, right? And this is not a guarantee, so I just want to put that out there. Isn't a guarantee, right? But it is how can I say this? It is back tested on historical data that we're going to paper trade after that to be able to see how it performs in live market. And then once we have a back tested and paper traded data, then we can launch it. So we're going to be back testing this for today, paper trading tomorrow, and then maybe launching with actual money on Tuesday, depending on how well the back test. Oh, look at that. We have an output. Let's look at it. 2023. So, oh, out the gate, profitable, making money. Then you lost two, three consecutive, right? And then remember the difference is 2024 low volatility, low VIX, 2023 high VIX, right? So boom, boom. I'm glad that this strategy is agnostic in the sense of like it's not just working on 24, but it's working on 23 as well. Now I'm a shitload more trading days, excuse me. It's like every other trade. Okay, let me check the days. Okay, so the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the ninth. So every day it's in the market. Every day the market is open. No valid entries on the 19th. So one day it sat out, but it said I'm at 152. So why am I going to risk it? So this is not bad. Okay, across 200 and so in the first 30 days, it we were able to make $58. And then the first 60 days, we were able to make 98, give or take. Um, Beautiful. Give me more data. Then we crossed 300. Let's see if we can maintain that 300. So the 300 is our resistance, and I think our support is like two something. Oh, 326. Look at that. Can we cross 400? Can we cross 400? We're almost 397.68, 399.31, 412. So final balance 412. We're able to make $312. That's not bad, homie. TP1 7 trades, time stop 52, and trailing stop loss 25. Um, okay, higher win rate for validation. Total returns is a little bit down. That's fine. Sharp improved a little bit more. Okay. We have an agnostic strategy, y'all. We have a strategy that is able to work across different years. I appreciate that. I definitely do appreciate that. All right, y'all, hold on. We'll grab some more water. That's interesting, bro. You in Atlanta? What you doing over there? Um. All right, we have a truly agnostic strategy. 72 trade, 65% win rate, 10% drawdown across over 2 years. So, what do y'all think? We have a strategy that is ready to. We can either walk forward. Oh man, my head. We can walk forward, or we can. Um, hmm. We can try to see if we can squeeze a little bit more juice out of this lemon. I think I'm happy with this. I'm not gonna hold you. I don't want to over keep tweaking, keep tweaking, keep tweaking, and the next you know you have an overfitted strategy. So this is good. So I think right now, and again, my head is kind of spinning right now. So right now, this is a good stopping point. We have a strategy that is back tested. We went from idea, we back tested it, and it's agnostic, it's robust across multiple different years. I'm going to come back on later so we can actually make the bot for this strategy. But this strategy is ready to go. It's been back tested, and I think I like this. This is our lotto strategy, right? We're able to make different plays on SPY, risking maximum $10 to $15. So I think this is fantastic. If you like it, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and a like. And if you want to see more content like this, just go ahead and drop a comment, right? And I'm trying to do this every day, right? I mean, there's going to be some days where I probably won't. I'm not going to hold you, but I'm going to try to be a lot more consistent with this, right? A lot more. Um, Transparent so y'all can be able to see my process from start to finish. I'm not saying that this is the end all be all, right? This is what you should be doing. I think you should be able to create your own strategy, create your own edge, but I want to be able to give you like a little bit of foundational steps that I've learned, right? Throughout this. So if you like this, again, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. Go ahead and like, and if you have any questions, drop it in the comments and I'll see if I can get back to it later. But I appreciate y'all. It's your boy Creative. We'll be back at it again.